documentaries are centered around life. There's some sort of life moment that is occurring in documentaries. It's not like a narrative project that you can write the perfect ending that has that period at the end and it's done. A good documentary ending is calling you to have some sort of action. Mentorship is feeling called to help another individual who needs that balance board, that needs to be lifted up. Helping one person spider webs out to helping 2 people, helping 3 people. You never know the impact you can have on someone's life if you just help another person. All right, and I think got a bunch of questions. Our main talent is en route, should be here, I don't know, 10 minutes. The nice part is with our main talent, we are doing 3 interviews with him. So this is, we kind of put it into like 3 acts, kind of getting into mentorship and the early days and the difficulties behind it. Act 2, we're filming later at a local high school, talking about truly getting into mentorship and the work behind it and how some of his past mentors and current mentors are still helping him. And then Act 3 will be, I think, on the 4th and final day of production. So that's when we talk to him on that one. So we're splitting it up. Each interview is going to be about an hour as he's our main character. So 3 1 hour sit downs just for him while everyone else gets about, call it 25 to 30 minutes.
Yes. Don't hate that. Although I hate that there's a mower in the back. Is he about to cut some damn grass on us? Why has he got a mower? Why is he pulling up here with a mower?
Why does he have the mower? Yeah, that's... How you doing, sir? How long will the mowing take? We're getting ready to do an interview, so we're just trying to figure out how long we're waiting. Oh, no habla inglés? No. Okay.
How's your Spanish, Bo? Non-existent. Got it. Perfect. All right. We have a guy across the street from our shot that just pulled up with a lawnmower. He's actually trying to start it right now. Also pulled out the weed whacker for good measure. The weed whacker's probably the loudest. Probably cuts through the most on the audio. I mean, the mower's pretty heavy. You can hear from here. We moved down 100 yards. Kevin's looking over there to see if we have another option. Okay. We're going to let him finish. It doesn't seem like he has a ton to do.
Honestly, seems like he might be done in like 10 minutes. He's been going at it for 10 minutes and cleared that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So we're just going to kind of chill.
But we were thinking this was kind of our backdrop here.
Yeah.
We're just having a conversation. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about the cameras. We're just talking right here. Can you describe what your home life, neighborhood, and community was like growing up?
So growing up, I come from a 2-parent home on the north side of Youngstown. I grew up on Alameda Avenue. And it's pretty, nice neighborhood for the most part.
The documentary is a mentorship documentary, and it is for an organization called the Change Factory. What was really cool about this was a local philanthropist reached out saying that he wanted to do this project for this organization. He really believed in the mission and really had a strong connection to the founder and operator of the organization, Tim. He was looking for a company that he felt could roll with the punches. He did not want to go with anything overly scripted. He really wanted to go into the realism element, hence the documentary. And that's really what caused us to be a perfect match, as we had a lot of documentary background. And once we kind of aligned ourselves with the overall vision, he commissioned the project, and that's how this documentary was created.
To stay in contact with them. I stay connected with them. And over the years, I just never left that connection. And even I went through some things. I went through a rough marriage. LeBron Sampo, this is the gentleman dope.
Let's kick it back. I'm sure we didn't.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way we got what you said there.
Okay.
Kick it back to him.
I think we'll have to call it.
You want to just pause?
Yeah, can you bring up your weather app?
Rain.
All right.
Lovely. Wasn't supposed to.
Gotcha.
It was, and then it wasn't, and then it's not even supposed to be, technically.
You got it?
Per the app.
Should be.
Here we are.
All right, go ahead and bring that to the passenger seat for me?
Just a little bit more.
3 more questions.
Yeah,
Like
just
that.
a little bit more about mentorship, working with them, and then how he got more into mentorship.
The gloomy skies developing around him.
Sure, it looked great. It's about his friend's diet. And
I stayed in touch with Mr. Keys a little bit during that time, but more so Coach Muldrow was, a main connection. Negative to turn it into a positive at a young age. And it really cost them their life.
all right, yeah, I think that's a great start.
Bro, that
First interview.
was phenomenal.
And good. Gave us a lot of good stuff.
When you're shooting documentaries, what kind of B-roll do you like to do?
I am big on statics. I think static shots are heavily underutilized. Social media has caused a lot of quick movements, quick cuts, and they kind of intersect, in my opinion, a little too often, the movements with the cuts. It's that belief that you need to capture everyone's attention, like literally every microsecond. I like statics. I think they allow you to digest the world around you. And right now, we're trying to showcase, a bad part of town. It's representing what he went through as a kid. So I'm going to walk down here and just get some stuff that's kind of representative to the things he talked about, the rundown houses, the tougher neighborhoods, if you will. And those static moments, I think, are going to be significantly more useful. A location of an interview says everything. And there are so many interviews that we did during this documentary that I'm so insanely proud of. The biggest thing that we wanted to portray with the interview locations is it fit for the narrative. We have Act 2 Tim on a football field, and half of that story is talking about how football was his out. Football is what gave him life during a tumultuous season of his life. KL, we didn't have an interview spot. We didn't know where we were going to go. He brought us to his school, and we turned the corner, and I went right here. I don't even want to see the atrium. I looked at Ryan, and I said, this is our look. The corridor just worked so well. The blues and the reds, the staircase behind him. It spoke to me the moment we turned the corner, and we were actually walking to go look at a 4th location, and I didn't even want to see it. That was a happy accident, and I'm all for it. That location worked for him and his story and his presence, and gave us a school vibe based off of a little bit of his interview that we were projected to get. It's right there.
They'll just have to be back at touch.
Am I?
Or
Still in?
there you go.
Okay, so yeah, we'll just do a floppy
Floppy C-stand.
and 600.
With the dome stand for that.
Yep. Oh, look at that balancing act. The intern is running dangerous with the tripod there.
Yes.
Look at this.
Look at that thing.
Oh man.
We're here.
It's your responsibility to do that same system. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you're not going to commit to 3 to 5 years, then you might not want to do this, because that's how you build, that's how you strengthen, that's how you support, that's how you get networked. So what people need is consistency.
I could do B-roll with easy rigging a 50 and just him and I for, I'll just stop along the way. You can take the 35 and start figuring out my frame a little bit. That way we can kind of do a little bit of a 2-for-1 slowly here.
Yeah.
Our editor and I here at TSM, we have had a saying for years, as far as back as I can remember. He and I have said, cut it at the knees. And that's really my best advice to you if you are currently watching this and you're wondering how to pull out a certain thread, make the narrative, make time, expand on a topic. But sometimes you just have to cut it at the knees. If you're over by 2 minutes, just find 2 minutes, cut it, and you'll find out real quick if you need to put it back in or if you can leave it out on the cutting room floor. One scene that I can specifically say for this doc, a tangible example, is we did a walk and talk with Tim and KL. and it looked beautiful. It was in a cemetery. The context makes a lot of sense. It's where KL grew up. And that cemetery wasn't there during his youth. When he was living just 3 blocks up the road, he and a lot of friends would play there. It was an old school football field, and it made a lot of sense post-interview to go there, get B-roll of the neighborhood that he grew up in, to get footage of the surrounding area. And KL was actually the one who pointed out, like, hey, you won't believe what this used to be when I was growing up. And Tim was amazed by that, and we decided to do a little walk and talk to get more context and more information between the two of them on how they met a little bit more and that personalized interaction. On draft 2 of our A-roll, when we were in the editing phase, it just wasn't working. We sliced the whole 3.5-minute segment straight out of the A-roll. Hadn't even gotten to the B-roll or the music phase. Watched A-roll draft number 3, and sure enough, it actually made a lot of sense to keep it out. It was unfortunate, thought it was gonna make it. We were gung-ho on it, 10 out of 10, 100% in, and then found out A-roll draft 2 that it just didn't work. You have to be willing to cut, and cutting is a good thing. It means that the piece is gonna be stronger because of it.
Yeah, we'll place you.
What you got, my man?
I'm gonna get a stool so he doesn't move around. Sure.
I kind of dig the roller. All right. Try to, let me just find where I can avoid the dumpster. A cam speeds, audio speeds, and B cam speeds.
Perfect.
He's all yours.
All right.
With this being a multi-day semi-run and gun project, we were tasked with keeping the crew very slim. So it was a 3-man crew at all times, and it was Ryan as the producer-director, myself as the DP cam op, and then we had a overarching assistant, a little bit of grip work, a little bit of camera assist, a little bit of PA, just kind of that all hands on deck person to help us wherever it was needed.
Mr. Frost, he knew I went to technical school for HVAC, air conditioning. He called me saying that he had an opportunity. It sounded good, and then, I wasn't sure if it was gonna come through, but it did. It feels good. It shows he's genuine because he's not just in it for the program, or else he would have ended it after I graduated.
The line right there about him contributing now, and then
That's huge.
tying it to the fact that Tim helped him get the job. Yeah. So that way he can contribute like that.
That right there makes it all worth it.
Yeah, and that's
How we doing, man? Good to see you again, brother.
What am I, dudes?
So we got his interview. His boss was gonna set something up inside for him to work. So we just got a little bit of B-roll, him working, showing that he's here.
All right, that was it. Because that was literally the last shot I was about to get. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, one quick.
That was very grateful of you to let us come in and
Make sure.
film him.
I was told by the owner to let you guys in and do what you got to do.
You still,
They know.
you still could have kicked and screamed, and we appreciate you didn't.
Sure.
So thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And I seen you again, Kevin. Yeah, yep. The first conversation. How you doing?
Everything's good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Life's good. Now we're gonna do the interview back here. It's gonna be a lot nicer, not only for crew but talent to not get blasted with the sun too much, but also it's gonna work, especially with his primary story.
Yep.
Centered around the house being shot up.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
we'll just lean right into it.
Gonna plug in the 2 with the most juice, because that 2 bar I just flew died very quickly.
Oh, okay.
I got 3 or 4 shots.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, when we get up to Tampa,
it's not the best neighborhood for what we're going for, so I think saving, okay, I got a couple, we're good.
yeah, just to show
Let's
variety.
save the batteries and get some better stuff where we're going.
Building trust is one of the key components of a documentary. It's what allows the interviewee to feel like they can be authentic and lay out their emotions and give a captivating answer. Honestly, the biggest thing we do is we just listen. There's times where you have to speak, and you hopefully have that wherewithal to realize that that's the time to talk. But outside of that, just listen. These are heartfelt stories and really immersive, and it's someone's life. You know, some of these people in this particular story went through it at a certain part of their childhood or young adult life. You know, maybe it was one really bad incident, one really bad day, maybe it was a string of really bad days. And if you want them to be forthcoming with those details, you just have to listen.
So if you could just start with describing your home life, neighborhood, kind of community, where you grew up, that kind of thing.
If your brain is elsewhere and your eyes are locked, but you're not really there, you can see it, you can feel it, and they will close down because they're like, this guy's not listening. And that's something that kudos to Ryan on this. He was all in on those stories. Every single story, he was all in. It showed, because there was one interview in particular where the interviewee, he openly admitted that he had never fully told the story. Our time on camera was the first time he gave us every single detail. He said he'd given little bits and pieces here and there to, you know, colleagues and friends and whatever the case may be. But our interview with him was the first time that he told the full story, start to finish, all details. And I truly believe that's because we had 2 pre-calls with him. He realized that we had Tim's full trust. And when we showed up on set before his interview, we were talking to him and just getting to know him again. That was our 3rd engagement with him. And we still wanted to know more about him and just talk and have fun and get him to laugh. And insanely nice guy. And he was all smiles even before this really heartfelt interview was about to occur. And man, did he give us probably one of our best interviews of the year. And it was all because we listened.
You had mentioned that you were shot 7 times. Was that all in that night?
The shooting was traumatic, but it also was a defining period in my life, crossroads, so to speak. So we at the house chilling and just hanging out in the living room watching TV. The next thing you know, boom, shot, spot. You know, right through the door. I got shot in the jaw on the first shot. You know, so I instantly just can't do nothing. I know my body was in like defense mode. I couldn't move. You know, I'm bleeding out the mouth. And then, you know, Tracy, she gets up, she runs across, she runs across the crossfire. She drops to the ground. And then I seen her stop breathing. I'm like, oh shit, survival instincts, you know, kicked in. I'm like, you gotta do something. So I called over to Tracy. Tracy, she's not speaking. So I'm digging my phone. And then I'm just on the phone with 911 until ambulance pull up and I seen the lights. I'm like, I can't unlock the door, y'all gotta come in. I'm like, me and Tracy, we in here. I can't do nothing though. They come in and kick in the door, you know, and I heard them say, you know, that Tracy had passed, you know. And at that point, they put me on the gurney, get me in the thing. I kind of just drifted out.
I heard it pulling the roto to just make sure you had enough. I mean, it was a little detail in the window, but it feels a touch better.
Tim has an amazing presence in person and on camera. He just has this great presence to himself. Within 10 minutes of the very first phone call I had with him, I could understand why he was a mentor, works with youth, and is fully immersed in the development of young individuals and even young adults. His presence is just this commanding essence, but it's such a profound and polite way.
I know you told us your story before and how the things you saw and went through have kind of shaped you into wanting to help people. But the more you talk, I feel like you were almost born to help people.
I used to run from it, but now, you know, probably about when I was about 24, 25, I accepted it and just embraced it, you know. Once you embrace your gift and what you're called to do, I mean, it rolls so smoothly. But the key is being willing to find out what that gift is. So, yeah.
Sound good? Just popped out.
Yeah, I adjusted. We're good.
Okay. Around like 10 or 11, I met Tim Frost. And he kind of changed my life, kind of saved my life from an aspect of he showed me that I could be something more.
It was determined that a 4-day production was the way to go. Within those 4 days, we knew we had to conduct an interview with Tim, the owner and operator of the Change Factory, and we put him in a 3-act series. So we knew that we needed to find time to conduct 3 interviews with them across 3 different locations. We had to go to a jail for one of the individuals. We had multiple mentors, mentees that we were also interviewing. A lot of personnel that were advocates of this kind of work. And they were all in different places, all the way from Tampa down to Bradenton, Sarasota, and actually 2 of them that flew in to be interviewed. So we knew that we had a lot to squeeze into 4 days. And that's really why we had to spread the days out. We did not want to do this consecutively. So we spread the 4 production days across 3 weeks. And that allowed us to give everybody multiple options for their availability. And that actually helped us scheduling wise. You can hang out for a little bit. It's okay. We'll let you. Love gear. Tech junkie for years and years here. Went with the anamorphics because they were brand spanking new, and could the timing have not been better? This project screamed anamorphics just during the discovery phase, before we even had a signed contract and all the deliverables were set, and before we even had a schedule in hand. And anamorphics were kind of the idea and the look. And then sure enough, Bizarre comes out with these anamorphics, get put on the pre-order list, and they made it to our studio about 3 days before principal photography began. Again, timing is everything sometimes in life. Didn't have to sub-rent anything. The anamorphic look for this documentary was key. It was a no-brainer from the get-go. I was asked what I learned on this documentary. What I learned is I can still be a cinematographer. My role within TSM has changed throughout the years. I am producing a lot of content. I am managing a team. I am not in the field as often as I used to be. And truth be told, I kind of needed this. I needed to be able to shoot an entire project and kind of know that I still could. I love being behind the camera. I love having the camera in my hands. And that's really what this project personally meant to me, was being able to realize that I still could be a filmmaker and a cinematographer. And there's things that I wish I would have changed the framing on something, or had a higher or lower T-stop, or had less or more wrap on an individual's key light, for example. But these are all nitpicky things, and I'm all ears, and I'll hear all the criticism, and for better or for worse, and be perfectly okay with it. That's honestly what I took away from the project on a personal level, is the fact that I still can do this.
Yes, sir.
And I will get our last dozen B-roll shots.
Sounds
Just need Tim and Jamel. We're gonna go into this neighborhood right over here.
Yep.
Get the last seriously 10,
Yeah, not
12 shots.
Yeah. That's it.
And then we'll be a wrap.
That's a wrap. That'll
On your 4-day doc.
We're here.
I'm gonna go get my shots, and you finish DIT. You finish DIT, and I will get us out of here.
Sounds good.
We all have our tough days. We all have our tough weeks. Life can kick us in the teeth, right? But helping our fellow human is something that we really want this documentary to evoke. That the emotion should be reaching your hand out and helping someone else, whether that's someone younger than you, a peer, It could be someone older than you that just needs a helping hand. Mentorship is what I've learned is mentorship comes in a lot of different forms and fashions, and it's just about reaching your hand out and helping one person because you just don't know the impact you can make on another individual.